I guess the news that applies to most of us, we got school starting. Mm-hmm. Your kids will finally be out the house.
Exactly.
So, in Iberia Parish, they start next week.
Next
Friday is when
yeah.
the chitlins got to be there. And in Lafayette Parish, it is on August 15th.
Which is the following Wednesday?
Believe it's Thursday. Thursday. And they go, their kids go Thursday and Friday, which you always got to wonder, like, that Friday, the first day of school, is always just kind of pointless, huh?
Yeah.
A lot of kids miss, and you got to repeat the same stuff Monday.
Just start on Monday.
So, with that being said, yeah, Lafayette Parish teachers, y'all got an extra week off. Students, you got an extra week off. But you're going to be in school till May 28th, whereas New Iberia will be getting out at May 22nd.
Whoop, whoop.
May 22nd. You're looking forward to that date, aren't you?
Whoop, whoop.
I think he's going to be retiring.
Something like that, yeah.
So, that's the big news going in to the school year.
Yeah.
Which apparently there's like a crisis going on with all the data from the schools and whatnot.
Yep, John Bell Edwards and his declaration of a state of emergency of schools.
His state of please reelect me. So yeah, well
we've had much worse.
Yeah, and this next story, I mean, going through some of the Louisiana news here, it seems to be kind of an issue really all across the country and possibly even all across the world. So people in New Orleans are fearing that after the new property assessment that the values of their home are going to skyrocket, meaning like their property taxes will go up and they won't be able to, they'll be priced out of their home.
Right.
Which is why we have such a large homelessness problem across the country, really. They see it in California, and it's just people are being priced out of their homes.
Right. Why is there being some sort of outrageous revaluation of their property?
Well, I think it's something that has to be done every 10 years.
Right. But
I think
don't they need some sort of public approval to?
I'm not 100% sure
that
of the laws.
That just seems crazy.
Yeah, but it's just like basically people are getting priced out of their homes.
Right.
So
that's not right.
And going back to a quote from old Thomas Jefferson, he basically said if we ever allowed a central bank to control, basically our mortgages through inflation and deflation, then eventually we'll wake up, homeless on the land that our forefathers conquered.
Conquered,
right?
Conquered, yeah.
So let's see. In Louisiana, we got our first medical marijuana products are one step away from the pharmacies. We've been hearing this for a few months, and don't think you're gonna go and just like pick up some bud at the pharmacy because they're not doing that. I think the only thing that's inhaled or inhalation is like a, it's like, what do they call asthma kind of thing? Yeah. So it's gonna be, and they had to fight to get that one.
Wow.
So otherwise, I guess it's gonna be edibles and oils and.
Got no clue.
Nothing you can smoke though.
Smoking's not good for you anyway.
We briefly mentioned this one last week. Judge Marilyn Castle from Lafayette facing criticism after ordering a man's mouth taped shut.
Yeah.
Freedom of speech.
There are judges have rules to
restrictions
maintain an orderly procedure in the courtroom. It would have been better to have him removed to one of those video conference type rooms where when he went off the hook they could just mute him.
Which actually I think one of the lawyers for him was found in contempt because he actually videoed the incident.
Oh.
So, not good.
Not good.
I mean, there's just rules of the court, and if you won't shut up, during court proceedings, well, I'm sure they've done a lot worse in the day. I mean, like put a muzzle on somebody.
At least it's not a ball gag and a gimp mask.
Yeah. So, some fans in Slidell had a pleasant surprise. Keanu Reeves surprised some fans in Slidell while he was filming Bill and Ted, the new sequel.
Right.
So it's cool that they're filming some in Louisiana.
Excellent.
Excellent. Not a great solo. I need to tune a little bit. Let's see. Parts of oh man, this is in Rayville, Louisiana.
Rayville?
Rayville. I'm
that
not
up
100% sure where that's at. But parts of a rap music video featuring drug deals and strippers were filmed inside of the Rayville Police Department. So apparently one of the officers and apparently I think they were just coming to take some pictures and go for a tour, but they ended up filming a music video that had featured drugs and hoes and in the police station.
In the police station.
So it seems like the police chief was kind of pissed about it.
I can see where that might be an issue. I'd be concerned.
Definitely, most definitely. Let's see. I guess we can kind of just run through the news here and whatever catches our attention.
Nudes always catches my attention.
News. And of course, we always like to hear your perspective on things, Acadiana. We had a caller call in last week and suggest that we talk about the topics a little bit more.
Yeah.
Not just move too fast right on through.
Well, we do sometimes tend to try to pack a densely charged
some things
information nugget that can be swallowed in 56 minutes.
It'd be a lot better maybe if we had a picture right here or something like that.
Yeah.
Just because we have visual learners.
Yeah.
Essentially, this is a podcast on TV.
Right.
But I don't know. We're going to try. And, some things you can talk a little bit more about, and some things are just pretty straightforward. And just okay. So, do you use Capital One?
Luckily, no.
No. I do actually use Capital One, and in one of the biggest ever data breaches, a hacker gained access to more than 100 million Capital One customers' accounts, credit card applications earlier this year, 140,000 social security numbers, a million Canadian social insurance numbers, 80,000 bank account numbers. Yeah, it's just one of those things, man. It's the digitization of society. And with that comes hacking. We see it in elections.
Right.
People are able to hack into those systems, the banking systems, the Pentagon, and that caused things such as Ed Snowden, Julian Assange. So, it is the age of the hacker.
It just seems incumbent upon those institutions to apply some sort of strict, severe level of cybersecurity on themselves.
Sure.
But no, they don't. Why?
Well, and I've heard of, with Anonymous, for instance.
Yes.
They've talked about how, they want to hack into the banks and clear people's debt. That's the kind of anarchy I could get behind because, the biggest criminals that we have in our world are the white-collar banker-type criminals that pretty much run the show. When you control a nation's wealth, you control that nation and their policies.
Right.
And we talked about that with, the housing market right now. And eventually, banks have repossessed more than half of the homes in this country.
When you talk about that, that's one difference between the United States and China. China's a single source lender. The government is the one that's lending the money. So the government invests, the government buys into these companies when they open. If a market starts to tank, the government will keep them afloat if they're crucial enough. In America, we don't do it that way. Either you rise or fall based on the quality of your stuff or who you're connected to.
No doubt, in this capitalist system. Let's see, and speaking of the capitalist system, the U.S. campaign finance laws have been written to prevent donors from taking advantage of politicians. However, they do little to protect the donors from being scammed. Meaning that what is happening here is that a lot of these people are donating to the politicians, and you're screwed. You know, like you think the politician's going to do something, and they could be like, I ain't going to do shit for you, you know, and because they're protected. What are you going to do, report me? Because that would be illegal if you tried to bribe me. So basically, these donors are being scammed by the politicians, unless I guess you're a major contributor.
Major contributor. Right.
So I thought that was relatively interesting.
I think that's funny.
A little bit of karma.
Yeah, I think that's funny.
So, you know, and of course they're always trying to change people's minds over in Washington. What do you think about this one? Nearly 60,000 people here in Louisiana have signed a petition to move Halloween to the last Saturday in October. Are you on the tribe that, you know, take the kids out on the weekend and the last Saturday of October, or on Halloween night legit, even if it's like on a Tuesday?
Oh,
School night and all.
I don't care.
See, I was always one for give everybody off on November 1st. You know, that way if you make a night of it on Halloween,
Right.
then you can have off on November 1st, which is, I don't know, some kind of holiday, I would imagine. Like Harvest Day or something.
Yeah.
So, kids playing together nicely.
Kids playing together nicely.
That's what we like to see on Halloween. That's what we like to see on the U.S. border between Mexico. An artist installed seesaws at the border so kids in the United States and Mexico could play together.
Okay.
You know, invisible borders. So that's playing nice. However, in Detroit, oh, poor kid. Prosecutors are now dropping charges, an assault charge on a 10-year-old kid who is accused of hitting a 9-year-old classmate in the face with a rubber ball similar to dodgeball. So they were playing dodgeball in PE. He freaking hummed it at the kid's face.
Right. Isn't
Nailed him.
Yeah.
The kid did not dodge the ball, which is
Right.
the point of the game, and ultimately got charged with assault.
Nah, that's messed up.
The judge was like, nah.
No.
You know, so. But I mean, like, what I'm thinking is just like, do they even let kids play dodgeball anymore?
Probably won't let them after this.
We did hardcore dodgeball when I was in high school. Like, you had to run the half court and get that ball, and we were chucking them at each other. You know? I mean, you take a shot to the newts, you take, you know, all kind of stuff.
Catch one to the side of the face.
It's happened.
You're busy looking at something.
rubber
and it
ball.
just, wow.
It's a rubber ball. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
You know, but in 2019, people get triggered. Okay, getting into some wild stories from around the country here. And kind of another Trump charge here. Garfield Heights woman faces, and this is like a 80-something-year-old woman. She's facing jail time for feeding stray cats.
I saw it.
But the judge is granting her a second chance, and she thinks it's kind of BS, you know, but it's like written in her neighborhood code
Right.
that you can't feed the strays.
Right. Homeowners associations have codes, blah, blah, blah. Supposed to trap, neuter, relocate, or whatever.
Well, I mean, I think our heart is in the right place.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Go, Granny, go.
Go, Granny, go. I mean, but I guess just like people with their neighborhoods and their lawns and you
Cats
know,
don't tear up lawns.
I know, right? You know, and
I mean, they will in your shrubs.
and I have a dog,
Right.
old Benny Bear.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I'm walking old Benny Bear, I don't always bring the poop bag with me.
So you leave behind a dog log?
I sometimes leave behind the dog log, but I try to get him to poo in neutral areas to where it's like not somebody's front lawn or something.
Right.
It's either like a side lawn or a vacant lot or...
Vacant lots. Vacant lots are
Yeah.
always good.
Well, and I mean, I've been chewed out for it before, you know, in the past.
Right.
And I mean, I always just kind of say what's been around for longer, you know, the dogs, like which are naturally fertilizing your lawn or, you know, your mowed, you know, trimmed lawn.
Primp my lawn.
Walmart.
Walmart.
Golly, Walmart. I mean, first it was the ice cream. People licking the ice cream. The Bluebell.
Yeah, was that at Walmart?
It was at Walmart. I
I
think.
thought that was at one of those.
It was a grocery store. I think it was at Walmart.
No, I thought. Okay, anyway.
And then I saw another one where somebody was like drinking the Listerine and then spit it back in.
Oh.
But I think that one was fake because
God, I would only hope.
Listerine comes with the plastic,
Yeah.
thing, and they just took off the cap,
Right.
like it was nothing. Like they had already bought it and opened it, and so I don't know. Yeah, people are now putting hair removal cream in shampoo bottles. And this happened in a Wisconsin Walmart where apparently somebody mixed some Nair in a conditioner bottle, and so like this teenage girl was losing her hair and stuff.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, and a woman also in
brutal.
Walmart in western Pennsylvania is accused of urinating on the potatoes. She turned herself in too. She was really drunk. And she just decided to urinate on the potatoes.
I just can't imagine, because normally the potatoes are in a bin on a table about yay high.
Well, I'd definitely say they aren't sweet potatoes. They're more sour potatoes at this point.
Golden potatoes.
Golden potato. Like hash browns.
Idaho Gold, Yukon Gold.
And yeah, I always wonder about this great value brand of Walmart. Like, it's just like, okay, so they're trying to push this off, and just like, does the great value, is it $1 cheaper because it has a little more cancer in it? Maybe. And great value taco seasoning sold at Walmart recalled over possible salmonella contamination.
Oh, salmonella.
So I try to stay away from most of the great value brand stuff.
Depends. Things like pasta and beans.
Well, some things you can't really mess up.
Yeah.
Like I'll use their gravy, like the white gravy. I'll make some sausage biscuits and white gravy sometimes.
Right.
I'll use a great value gravy.
Right.
So, this guy, man finds a frozen
guy.
baby in his mom's freezer in St.
Dude,
Louis.
that's just messed up.
He said, "I'm 37 and it's been in my mom's freezer for 37 years, and I was always told it was a wedding cake top."
Don't touch it, she said.
Right, and I think it was like his little sister. It's messed up. People.
Yeah.
Moving across the world here, Irish teenager wins Global Science Award for removing microplastics from the water.
Yay.
That's what we need. That's what we need kids to do is, be some innovative entrepreneur engineers, engineer our future here and,
I think that's a good thing.
fix our mistakes to a large degree.
Pretty much, because we are the ones that have made these mistakes. That whole fudge.
What you got there? You looking up an article?
I'm on the wrong page. I ended up running into Mr. Teeth, but I don't think it's time for him when we're talking
That's
about
the next
plastic.
story. The teeth guy.
Yeah.
They had a little boy in India that had to have 526 teeth taken out of his mouth.
Right.
And they were wondering if it's just like a genetic defect or, evolutionary thing or...
It's got to be a genetic defect. I mean, gotta wish we
they were like tiny mini teeth, I guess, but still
still.
all around his grill.
Oh.
And how about this one for the Pope? For the first time in Vatican history, the Pope allowed for the reading of Islamic prayers and Quran readings from the Catholic facility. That tells you something, huh?
Oh, what?
So for the
He
first time in
allowed-
Vatican history, the Pope
Yeah.
allowed for the reading of Islamic prayers and Quran readings from the Vatican.
Anywhere in particular in the Vatican?
I'd say from like the.
I mean, because Vatican, the Vatican.
The Vatican
City's-
is relatively vast. I would imagine it would be like in the church. And I mean, like I saw him kissing the Muslim leader on the mouth, like in a picture not too long ago, and they pretty much proclaimed a one world religion.
Yeah.
I mean, it's happened like a month ago. You know, we talked about it here on the show. So, yeah, I mean, I guess we're just seeing
I guess I've had my brain wiped somewhere along the way. I watched the wrong commercials, and it,
about what?
and
You don't remember our story
No.
with the Pope kissing the Muslim leader?
No.
Okay, well, I mean, it's on there.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't know. That part doesn't surprise me. I think
Well, it's like
maybe I've had
all of the
part
world
my
religions,
memory-
like major world religions, came together and they had a summit and they determined like we all need to have peace among our religions. Blah blah blah. Let's create one world religion. So I mean, I'm guessing like the Pope's angle here is just like let's bring in like people from all kind of different faiths and
Right.
have them, you know, like we'll try to learn from all the different faiths, which you can respect that to a certain degree.
Okay, so there are these like guest theologians, guest scholars type thing.
I'm assuming.
One would hope that it's for some sort of interfaith development and understanding.
Surely, as opposed to, you know, infiltration, you know, which a lot of people claim that we have been infiltrated in our country, you know, and to a certain degree, and like they said they would tear us down from within, and like they've been quoted as saying that they're going to tear America down from within, you know, as far as the. Which, by the way, there's like 110 Muslim people like running for office, state office.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so what?
Is what percentage of
I don't have a problem with Muslim people, and I think most Americans don't. You know, I mean, because the Muslim faith is mostly a relatively peaceful faith, as much as they would view the Christians as being a peaceful faith, you know? So, I mean, like,
Yeah.
every batch of eggs has their bad bunch,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Yeah, stuff has happened.
And to a certain degree, I think it's blown way out of proportion through the media, and, like, people are, you know, certain groups are demonized.
Right.
Propaganda, you know, to shape the opinion of the masses.
They want the masses dumb.
Well, yeah, and
Which
thinking a
is
certain way
why
toward a certain group of people.
We call them dumb masses.
The sheeple.
Sheeple.
The sheeple. Let's see. Oh, AC Slater. Well, we know Zach Morris is trash. Zach Morris is trash. But apparently AC Slater, Mario Lopez, is in some hot water. He's facing backlash for saying it's dangerous for parents to support children who identify as transgender.
Okay. I must have missed that. Mario Lopez doesn't seem to make it past my news filter.
Well, I mean, I think it was in like pop news, kind of TMZ, kind of. I don't remember what site I got it from, but
That sounds like a TMZ thing.
well, it sounds like something, yeah. But anyways, like the transgender, LGBT, whatever letters they're adding onto it nowadays. Yeah, they weren't happy about that, and because Mario Lopez, I mean, he's a very popular TV and radio personality, you know.
Is he?
Yeah,
He's related to somebody, right?
I don't know. I mean, he got his start as AC Slater on Saved by the Bell.
Okay.
I mean, you know what I'm talking about.
I saw his picture once.
And I mean, like, I think he was married to somebody famous.
Okay.
And like does like a radio show, like does like hosts like a bunch of different TV shows that I've seen. But anyways, what are your thoughts? Is it dangerous for parents to support children who identify as transgender, or if like there is a kid who like possibly is identifying as a different gender, at what age is it appropriate? You know, because you kind of want them to. I don't know. What are your thoughts on it, Mo? I mean, because a lot of people are asking it nowadays. It's an issue in society. You know, should kids be able to pick their gender, and if so, at what age?
It's complicated.
It is. There's no right or wrong answer. I mean, like, there's no black or white. It's different by different situations, and
There are so many shades of gray involving this broad spectrum of factors that it's very difficult to say, pick a particular age.
Well, sure. And I mean, I guess this is something we can kind of chat about for a second, just because there's a lot of information on it. But, if you think about it, basically, gender dysphoria is something that is, historically in the DSM been viewed as a mental disorder.
Right.
Or a psychological disorder. That you could say, until recently, in the last maybe 15, 20 years, that it's become more accepted in society. But I still don't think that society is all on board for the whole transgender revolution. Like for instance, if like someone were to transgender here or transition and, become go from male to female in Louisiana, how do you think that helps your chances of getting a job in Louisiana?
I'd say you'd transition and then move
To where?
to a different city and
Like a San Francisco?
no, you just go to another city that needs people with your particular skill set.
City is the key word, because rural settings, not so much.
Okay.
So, getting back to the question here, kids. So, some parents, and I think where Mario Lopez was kind of going with it, is maybe some parents kind of push it or support it, maybe too much.
Okay.
Or just they embrace it. Maybe if it's just a thought that the child has, and I don't know. So
I got nothing.
you got nothing.
No, I don't know who this Mario Lopez
Well,
guy
just in
is.
general, forget Mario Lopez. Is it dangerous for parents to support children who identify as transgender?
No.
That's what he said.
Okay, then he's a dimwit.
Yeah.
Or, in
But-
my opinion, there are things, in certain...
Is that a different answer, though, depending on their age? So say you've got a 4-year-old kid. Is that dangerous for parents to support the kid who identify, a 3 or 4-year-old kid identifying as a transgender?
I can't do that one. That one makes my brain hurt.
Yeah. Well, and it's something that I guess is a moral issue that we as a society have kind of come into.
Is it a moral issue?
Well, yeah.
Or is it a change in the tradition issue?
Well, it is definitely a change in the tradition, but I think what a lot of people
Are you, if you say it's a moral change, are you saying that people that are transgender are just automatically immoral?
No, I'm not necessarily saying that. I'm saying as far as a society accepting it, and whether it's an acceptable behavior. Because traditionally in the past, it has been viewed as an unacceptable behavior up until about 20 years ago.
Okay.
People have been cross-dressing for thousands of years.
Right.
There's historical evidence of this. And so, it's just kind of one of those things that, my view when it comes to all of that is, if somebody makes a personal choice for themselves,
Right.
and it doesn't affect me or my life whatsoever, then more power to them.
It's not my monkey. It's not my circus.
So, and there's so many different things to, I guess, different topics within that you could talk about, But needless to say, I say you just love everybody. Let them be who they're going to be, and I'd say the more we accept people for their differences,
The easier it'll be.
yeah,
Wheaton's Law. Don't be a dick.
that's it, man. So, a couple of entertainment news stories. I guess you're ready to move on from that, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. I want it that way. Backstreet Boys
Okay.
at Lafayette Cajun Dome, Tuesday, September 3rd. You got your tickets yet?
No. No.
Which Backstreet Boys were kind of like the start of like all the freaking terrible music in the late 90s to early 2000s. Like whenever Total Request Live took over MTV and that was the only music they showed.
Right.
And boy bands and Britney Spears and crap like that.
Right. That's been going on for decades.
I know. Every generation has their boy bands.
I mean,
and
the
pop groups.
Monkees were a
Yeah, I
boy
know.
band. The not the Ramones. The Sex Pistols were a manufactured band.
So it's been going
But,
on forever.
It still sucks. I'm not paying money to see that.
So I would pay money for this though. Morgan Freeman is now a GPS navigation voice.
Ooh.
So how would you like to have God, Hollywood's God, voice of God,
Yeah.
navigating you through the territory?
Yeah, I think that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much does it cost?
I mean, I would imagine it's just an add-on that you can download. I'm not sure. I'd have to see, look at the article and see like how to download it. Let's see. You ever do the Build-A-Bear thing?
I did once.
Once?
One of the kids did a Build-A-Bear.
They wanted to build a bear.
It was part of a group thing with the little brownie troop thing they were in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've never really been interested until maybe now because they revealed that they have a new Deadpool bear.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Deadpool bear.
Yeah. Okay.
So, old school wrestling, you familiar with it? Somewhat.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Harley Race?
No.
Okay. He's a wrestling legend, and anyways, he passed away, I think, yesterday, maybe today.
Oh, sad to hear that.
Very sad, very sad.
Commiserations to his family and fans.
Oh, of course. And I hate to say it, Mo. I mean, like, if we, have, low viewership now,
Right.
it's about to get worse. Because tonight,
Uh-oh.
NFL preseason starts. And it's about to be football season. They got Thursday night football,
All right.
which of course doesn't start until after our show, so you can watch us as your pregame, and then watch football after.
Right.
So the Broncos and the Falcons are going to play tonight in the Hall of Fame game in Tom Benson Stadium.
Where's Tom Benson Stadium?
It's in Canton, Ohio, where the Hall of Fame is.
Oh.
So basically, they do the whole Hall of Fame weekend where they have the game.
Right.
They induct the players into the Hall of Fame, and they get there. I actually went whenever Jerry Rice got inducted in the Hall of Fame, and Ricky Jackson, the first Saint.
Right.
And because I'd always said I'd go when Jerry Rice got inducted, and it was really cool.
Jerry Rice was the coach?
Jerry Rice was the GOAT. He was the greatest receiver of all time.
Receiver, okay.
The NFL's all-time touchdown scorer leader. Scored over 200 touchdowns. Nobody
Okay.
ever
Cool.
got close.
That's awesome.
Played for 20 years.
Wow.
But he was like my hero from the time I was a kid. I actually got a chance to meet him.
Right.
Jerry Rice, cool dude. He actually called me at my house one time. Like, I met him before they played the Saints for a Monday Night Football game.
Right.
And he's from Starkville, Mississippi. So needless to say, I got his phone number whenever I met him. He signed my rookie card and everything. So I called him in his hotel room, because he gave me his number, and he was with his family. He said he'd call me back once his family kind of left. And, my dad was like, hey, if he doesn't call you back, he's a busy guy.
Right.
So needless to say, an hour or two later, I'm just chilling watching Rudy at home, and I get a call from Jerry Rice. And we sat there and talked for like 10 minutes on my phone. Cool dude.
Very nice.
So, which funny video. They actually had a Saints fan going and to the Atlanta Falcons training camp, and like he had all kind of Saints gear on and everything, and so all the Atlanta fans were booing him, and he was just like talking trash. He was trolling them. Trolling all the Atlanta fans,
Right.
and like they were talking trash to him, and he's like, yeah, did y'all make the playoffs last year? 28-3, y'all were up in the Super Bowl and you blew it, like just messing with him. So, needless to say, I'm surprised he made it out there alive. He had
I was getting ready to ask, did he get his whipped?
it looked like they had some little kids there that were ready to pop a cap in his ass, like in the video that he shot. But it was hilarious, though. If you get a chance, go check that video out. And speaking of the Saints, a judge said that the NFL commissioner and the referees are going to have to answer questions about the game with the bad call, the pass interference, under oath in September. Which apparently, from what I've heard, they're going to appeal probably, and the commissioner will send his little lappy boy in place. Yeah. Saints got some good news. They made an agreement. They renewed the contract of All-Pro wide receiver Michael Thomas.
Good for Michael Thomas.
5 years, $100 million contract extension, which makes him the highest paid receiver in the league, in NFL history.
So he gets $100 million for playing 5 years, $20
mil a year. I don't know how much of that's guaranteed or signing bonus and whatnot.
Right.
But the dude is like legit. Like last year when Drew Brees threw to this guy, he completed like over 80% of his passes.
Whoa.
Had like the highest passer rating among like any player that like, you know, when you throw to this dude, he's going to catch it. You can't cover this guy.
Right.
So
that's cool.
Yeah.
And if he's got the skills, then pay him for.
No doubt, no doubt. So we're running about 19 minutes left here in the show. Let's see. Far out conspiracy of the week. You ready for it? The real reason of the Iraq War.
I know, but go ahead, tell him.
Okay. Saddam Hussein apparently, or just Iraq in general, has a Stargate portal to the alien world.
Yep.
And this scientist, Saleh, is sure that these two groups of aliens, which he collectively calls the Anunnaki, which we've heard about, which are associated with Nibiru, the 10th planet, and then has a different rotation, periodically visits humanity in a 3,600-year cycle that coincides with its nearest approaches to Earth.
Yeah.
So, needless to say, they were saying that, and you know, apparently Hitler was trying to get this technology as well. And like they had that the Anunnaki or the planet Nibiru has had this relationship with Iraq and Iran, and like which is the Holy Land, so to speak. You know, where Jesus was hanging. You know, back in the day. I mean, amongst the area, you know whatever. Far out conspiracy theory of the week. What do you think, folks? Give us a call, 366-8950. Press 1. Is anybody watching out there? Hello, is the phone working?
No, phone's not working. We're not here.
Somebody's going to see us.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody's going to see us on
They'll
replay.
see us on the replay.
They're just all shy. Don't be gun shy. Yeah, we'll go back to a topic if we've talked about anything that, you know, strikes your fancy.
Tickles your fancy.
Tickles your fancy. There you go. So, if you were going to guess a percentage of how delivery drivers that have eaten your food, what would you say? What percentage of delivery drivers have eaten some of your food?
10%. Higher? 23%.
Pretty dead close. 28%.
28%. Man. I guess some of them get the munchies as they're driving around, and they just snack on the.
Which I was thinking about that. Like, what legitimately could you eat? You couldn't eat a piece of pizza.
No.
Maybe Chinese food. You could maybe have like a sweet and sour chicken off the top or something. Or a French fry, maybe.
Right. French fry, a wing.
But even a wing, like you can count your wings. Like I ordered the 8-pack of wings. Oh, and we're getting a call. How about that?
Whoop, whoop.
Welcome to Higher Thought.
Yeah, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I work for a pizza place, and I would get the munchies, and sure enough, I'd take the smallest slice that I could out of that pizza, and I'd try to rearrange it.
And you'd try to squish them together?
It was gone. Yeah, and I could usually get away with it, yeah. And,
wow.
One time I did get caught, and then that's when that stopped. But I was good for at least one night. I can get away with it.
Well, it probably depends on the pizza place that you work for. Like maybe at BJ's Pizza, you can eat a couple of those middle, like, because you know how they slice their pizzas the long way.
Yeah.
You can kind of squish them together and like it make it a medium almost, you know.
And
Oh yeah, dude, you're
yeah.
driving around. You got the munchies. There's hot pizza right next to you. It's hard, but I gotta go deliver it.
Which I noticed your terminology, munchies. You know, so pizza delivery drivers are notorious for being all stoners. Which, by the way, that's what I did all throughout college. I was a delivery driver for both pizza and Chinese food, and I could have easily snuck a little bit of
Chinese pizza?
from
Yeah.
time to time, but I got a free buffet at the end of every night, so
Yeah.
why would I?
Yeah.
All right, thank you guys.
Oh, thank you, man. How about that? Just the smallest little thing. So
smallest
people are watching. People are watching. We like to be reassured sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
We're insecure with our show. You
We
know.
are?
I don't know.
I just...
Well, we just want to know you're watching. Like, are we doing it just for fun, or are we reaching you? Is the light bulbs going off?
A few people come by for the entertainment value, but they tend to watch it either on the replay or on the interweeble.
Either way, we make it out there.
Yeah.
You know, our shows don't get a lot of views on
No.
YouTube, but we need to promote it more probably. So this Orthodox bishop has made a startling claim that if a pregnant woman has anal sex, the baby will be gay. That's weird. Is there any science behind this?
We got religion involved. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not... People and their beliefs, they're religious people that believe in the scientific principle. God, it's a mess.
Okay. About to lighten the mood here, folks.
Go ahead.
We've all heard of a motorboat, right?
Yes.
You've heard of the motorboat.
Heard of the
Which, of
motorboat.
course, the motorboat is famous for you stick your face near a girl's breast and like a motorboat, right?
Yes.
I'm here to tell you about the steamboat. And I was researching the steamboat the other night,
You were researching the steamboat.
and there are definitely, there's two different definitions here that we have for you from the Urban Dictionary for a steamboat. So if you're looking to steamboat your lady, this is how you do it. So to steamboat, while suffering from acute flatulence, you stick your ass in a girl's breasts and fart, which is related to the motorboat. So ask your old lady, hey, you down for a steamboat tonight? This is not to be confused with the Hot Carl or the Cleveland Steamer.
Hot Carl. I don't even want to know.
And I really got a kick out of this one. So the second definition of a steamboat,
Yeah.
when you're wearing a turtleneck sweater and you fart, the fart gases will travel up your pants, up your sweater, and exit through the turtleneck opening at the top of your shirt. The turtleneck acts similar to a funnel on a steamboat, aka the steamship or steamer. So it's basically the fart traveling from your pants through the turtleneck and like, oh. So used in a sentence, after finishing a 2-pound burrito and leaving the restaurant in his turtleneck, Javier was farting so much he resembled a paddle steamboat traveling down the Mississippi.
That's wrong on
steamboat.
on multiple levels.
I was very entertained by
It's
that.
not that it's not funny.
I was very entertained by
It's
that.
just messed up.
You know, our butts can do some amazing things, and I'm here to tell you 7 things you did not know about your butt.
Okay.
Which I was expecting a little more from this article personally. You know, I thought they would have some, they'd really stick it to you.
Dive deep into the subject.
All right.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, because like NASA's even like probing into Uranus more than ever known.
This article did, right?
More than this article did. So do you know the scientific name of the butt? You know it.
The anus.
Well, that's the butthole.
Oh, gluteus maximus.
You got it. It is the largest muscle in your body.
It's a
The butt.
It's a two muscle group: the gluteus maximus and the gluteus minimus.
That's it. What's the minimus?
It's a smaller muscle that is part of that structure.
Okay, so you got to work out your
When-
maximus and minimus.
Yeah, when you do yeah.
So in order to beat back pain, you got to put your butt into it. So like basically they say like if you do like squats and different stuff like that, that helps with back pain.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you're-
Aligning yourself and
yeah, I mean like it's all having to do with your spine and like
yeah. I can
let's
see
see.
that's reasonable.
I've heard this theory before, but your butt might be the source of your smarts. Researchers have found an association between lower waist to hip ratios, meaning you have more fat in your hips and butt than in your upper body, and stronger cognitive ability in women and their future kids. How about that?
Okay. Is that like Jenny got a big old butt?
Well, I mean, we know Sir Mix-a-Lot likes big butts and he cannot lie.
Yeah.
Let's see. You don't need a strong butt muscles to twerk. You can just jiggle it.
Right. I mean, it generally, when you see it on high speed, it just looks like Jello.
Yeah, Jello jiggling.
I mean, there's some.
The pudding pop and the.
I mean, there's some young ladies with very nice. Yeah. But in general.
Ooh, how about this one? Butt surgery.
Oh, Jesus God. Okay, what kind of butt surgery are we talking about?
Butt surgery costs way more than your rent. Butt
my rent?
augmentation is fat grafting. With fat grafting is $4,096. The average cost of butt implants is $4,884. The average cost of the butt lift is over $5,000. And more people are doing it. The numbers are on the rise from 2016 to 2017. Butt augmentation with fat grafting procedures were up 10%, while butt lifts were up 13%. Just so you know, your butt is already perfect, people.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of butts and lifts, did you see Joe's face in the debate last night?
All I heard from
Biden, it looks like he had his whole head tightened. It was
Right.
just,
like he had the.
I mean, yeah, somebody went in the back
chip
and
clip
just
behind his.
grabbed all the loose skin, pulled
One thing
it
I
in
did hear from
super-
the debates is that like the people were critical of Obama's policies, and Joe was taking the brunt of that, and I mean, which I think is a good thing because
Yeah.
no president was perfect,
Right.
You know?
Oh, some of the stuff Obama did. I mean, it's just things happened under Obama's watch.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of people in the Democratic Party kind of praise him as a savior of the Democratic Party, blah 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 blah. But
Yeah. See? Callback.
Callback, huh? Getting us here. And the last thing about that you should know about your butt is is the key to a long life. So specifically, researchers have noted that the fat in your behind, technically known as glutafemoral body fat, plays a protective role in your health. Many studies have found an association with this lower body fat and lower LDL, the bad cholesterol, higher LDL, HDL, good cholesterol, and healthier blood sugar levels. While this doesn't mean you should go ham in on junk food, too much excess abdominal fat or obesity can lead to health complications, which means you should embrace that booty, it says.
Embrace that booty.
Embracing the booty.
I don't mind embracing the booty if I get the opportunity.
Well, yeah. I mean, like...
I mean,
yeah, I mean, I guess I've lived in Sodom before. I've never been to Gomorrah, though. I don't know where I was going with that. How about how to tell if a Trump supporter is racist?
oh, Jesus Christ. Go ahead.
Yeah! Okay, so apparently, do this article, ask
this
any
article.
white conservative, just white people, just white,
Go
because
ahead.
we're evil, including one who supports Trump. The following 3 questions,
Okay.
and it will tell you if they are racist or not.
Okay.
Okay? So how would you answer? Are you racist?
Go for it.
Number 1, do you have more in common with, and are you personally more comfortable in the company of A, white leftist, or B, a black conservative? And you're talking to a Trump supporter here.
White leftist.
So you're saying you're the Trump.
I'm the Trump supporter.
Okay.
And-
So you'd rather be with a white liberal than a black conservative, even though you're a conservative.
Yeah.
Okay. And of course, you see where this is going
I see
here.
where
You're
this
just
is
playing
going.
the game.
Yeah.
Would you rather have 9 white leftists or 9 black conservatives on the U.S. Supreme Court?
Non-black conservatives.
9 black conservatives. That's a smart answer, probably. Number 3, would you rather your child marry a black Christian conservative or a white non-Christian liberal?
Would I rather?
Would you rather your child marry a black Christian conservative or a white non-Christian liberal?
If I was the Trump supporter.
If you're the Trump supporter,
I want the Christian.
You want the black Christian, you want your kid to marry outside of their race as a Trump supporter.
Oh.
I mean, hey,
No,
there's those Trump
oh.
supporters that probably support that.
That one, I don't know, man. Ooh.
So needless to say, a white racist would prefer the whites in each case.
Yes. Yes.
Duh.
Yes.
So, I mean, but really, even if I was a Trump supporter, which I'm not, I support the presidency. I support our country.
Right.
Either way, I would want both people at my table, bring the white leftist and the black conservative,
Yes.
and I'll talk to both of them. And that's the problem. You get that we are in such a black and white nation that we can't just invite both in and let's all be
Well,
great together.
Right. We've quartered out. You've got your left, right, authoritarian. You know that plot where you fall, and
So speaking of plot where you fall, we've got 3 minutes left. Would you like to know about astrological signs and the retrograde? Right now we've got 5 planets in retrograde, and I can tell you what that means.
that would be the important part first.
Or would you rather hear about 7 benefits of walking in the rain?
Let's do walking in the rain.
Walking in the rain. Okay, so first off, the smell of rain reduces stress. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
And even freshly cut grass, too. I would say so, too. I love that smell.
Not after I've just mowed it.
Well, I'm ready to shower, but I still love going back out and
Oh, yeah.
smelling the freshly cut grass. That's a good smell.
Yeah.
So the smell of rain refreshes the mind.
Yeah.
Okay, the high humidity keeps the skin and hair moisturized, and being alkaline in nature, rain is great for the skin and scalp.
Cool.
Number 3, Japanese researchers found that physical activities done in a cold, rainy weather burn more calories and fats than done on a good day. Okay, interesting. So basically
Wow.
doing stuff in the rain burns more calories. While raining, droplets absorb dust and microbes, so the air is purified and cleaner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Walking in the rain makes one feel rebellious, so feel free to do it when you feel like you need to break a rule. Okay.
Break a rule in the rain.
As long as it's not lightning.
Yeah. Do not go out with the tall, pointy halberd. And,
Right. Number 6, walk in the rain helps people see problems from another perspective. I can see that. I do some deep thinking, in the rain.
right.
Not necessarily even having to walk through it, but just because usually when I'm walking in the rain, I'm run into my car or something like that.
Right.
Number 7 is fewer people go out in the rain. These walks give us better sense of space, so our thoughts and emotions can roam free and run wild.
Yeah, I can see where you're going to get an optimum experience.
Seeing in the rain.
Well, no, if there's nobody else around, you get to enjoy the space on your own terms.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
it. So we want to wish y'all a happy school year. We're about to make
Yeah.
like Trojan and wrap this up. It's been another 56-minute edition of Higher Thought here. We got Mo here.
And Nayday.
Nayday. We're jamming. We're jamming. They got the Pink Floyd light show tomorrow night. What do you think about that? Whoa, man. Let's drop some Sid and go see Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Well, watch out. Well, we love you, Acadiana. Tune in next week. We hope you have a good school year.
Have a good start to the year.
Mo,
Nayday.
peace.
Deuces.